On May 2, 2026, every Spirit Airlines counter in America went quiet at once. 17,000 people lost their jobs that single afternoon, almost without warning. Spirit had carried more than 30 million passengers, a year at its peak. It was the first time in 25 years a major U.S. airline simply stopped flying. This is the story of how it collapsed twice, killed by its own idea. Spirit invented cheap flying in America. Then the whole industry copied it. Then a federal judge blocked its rescue to protect the very fares that were killing it. The court saved Spirit from a buyer. It could not save Spirit from itself. To understand how, we have to go back to a trucking company in Detroit. If this is your kind of story, hit like and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel. Spirit's roots trace back to a Michigan trucking company, nearly 20 years older. By the early 1980s, it was running charter flights under the name Charter One. It flew vacationers to Atlantic City, Las Vegas, and the Bahamas on package deals. In May 1992, Charter One bought jets and renamed itself Spirit Airlines. Its first scheduled route connected Detroit to Atlantic City that same June. Within a decade, Spirit had a new idea: strip the ticket down to almost nothing. No free seat selection, no free carry-on bag, and no free water. Even printing a boarding pass at the airport came with its own fee. It was called the Bear Fare, and it became the whole industry's blueprint. By the 2010s, Spirit was the most complained about airline in the entire country. The Department of Transportation logged complaint rates nearly 6 times the industry average. Yet in some years, Spirit posted the highest profit margins of any U.S. airline. Its planes were painted a bright, unmistakable yellow, hard to miss on any runway. For a family who had never flown before, $39 made the decision easy. Passengers complained loudly online, then booked the same airline again for $39. Being hated, it turned out, was not a flaw in the plan. It was the plan. Cheap fares filled every seat, and every seat filled Spirit's bank account. Spirit had built something the rest of the industry could not ignore any longer. But Spirit's own success taught its biggest rivals exactly how to fight back. Delta was first, rolling out a stripped fare aimed straight at Spirit's customers. United and American followed, each launching their own version of basic economy. It was Spirit's own idea, unbundling, wearing a more respectable brand name. By the late 2010s, Spirit's price edge over legacy airlines had shrunk considerably. The big airlines could not match Spirit's rock-bottom price, but they got close enough. Spirit's price advantage was shrinking fast. Its reputation for misery was not. Travelers who wanted a bargain without Spirit's reputation now had somewhere else to go. Spirit had taught the entire industry the trick that made Spirit unnecessary. In February 2022, Spirit agreed to merge with Frontier, a similarly sized budget airline. JetBlue interrupted with a hostile offer, promising far more cash for the same company. JetBlue kept raising its bid until Spirit's shareholders voted to abandon the Frontier deal. In July 2022, JetBlue agreed to pay about $3.8 billion for Spirit. For the first time in years, Spirit's future looked like it might be someone else's problem. But regulators had already been signaling they saw the deal very differently. Justice Department worried a merger would erase Spirit's ultra-low fares entirely. In late 2023, the case went to trial in a federal courtroom in Boston. The government, it turned out, had a very different idea of rescue. The Justice Department sued to stop the deal, calling Spirit a price check on the industry. The trial argued a strange question: could a merger be blocked to keep fares low? In January 2024, a federal judge in Boston ruled and blocked the merger outright. His reasoning: buying Spirit would erase the country's biggest deep discount airline entirely. JetBlue planned to convert Spirit's planes to JetBlue's own higher fare model entirely. Cost-conscious travelers, the ruling said, depended on Spirit's fares staying exactly as they were. The judge had, in effect, ruled that Spirit was too cheap to be allowed to sell. JetBlue paid Spirit a $69 million fee to end the agreement. The merger was dead. Spirit went back to being exactly as broke as before. The court saved Spirit from a buyer. It never had a plan to save it another way. At the worst possible moment, a different crisis grounded much of Spirit's fleet. A manufacturing flaw in a widely used jet engine forced emergency inspections worldwide. Spirit's fleet leaned on that exact engine more heavily than almost any airline in America. Dozens of its planes sat idle through 2024, unable to fly a single passenger. By the end of 2024, more than 40 of Spirit's jets sat grounded at once. Every grounded plane was a gate Spirit could not use and a fare it could not sell. Aircraft owners began pulling their leased jets back entirely, shrinking the fleet further still. Engine maker paid Spirit compensation. It was never enough to close the gap. Spirit was bleeding cash before the engines failed. Now it was bleeding capacity too. In November 2024, Spirit filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in federal court. Lenders agreed to trade Spirit's debt for ownership, wiping out the old shareholders completely. In February 2025, a bankruptcy court approved Spirit's plan to restructure its debt. In March 2025, Spirit emerged from bankruptcy, lighter on debt but not on trouble. In months, the same problems were back. High fuel costs, too few passengers, aging debt. In August 2025, Spirit filed for Chapter 11 again, only months after leaving it. Lawyers already had a name for a company that files for bankruptcy twice, a Chapter 22. Bankruptcies in under a year is a warning almost no airline recovers from. In February 2026, Spirit reached a new deal with creditors to keep flying. Within days, a war breaking out overseas sent jet fuel prices sharply higher. Spirit asked the federal government for a rescue of about $500 million. Talks did not produce a deal. Spirit ran out of ways to keep flying. On May 2, 2026, Spirit canceled every remaining flight and shut down completely. Passengers with future bookings scrambled for refunds and seats on other airlines. 14,000 employees and thousands more who depended on them were suddenly out of work. It was the first time in 25 years a major American airline had simply ceased to exist. The airline that made flying cheap for everyone else could no longer afford to exist. Spirit never sold comfort. Nobody ever boarded Spirit expecting any comfort at all. What Spirit actually sold was a floor, the lowest price a ticket could go. Every other airline priced its cheapest seat just above Spirit's floor on purpose. When Spirit's floor disappeared, there was nothing left underneath anyone else's prices. Within weeks of the shutdown, the cheapest fares on many routes rose sharply. The court had blocked a merger to protect Spirit's low fares. Now none of those fares were left. Spirit was killed once by the airlines that copied it, and once by the court that tried to save it. The company that made flying affordable for millions did not survive being needed. If you want to see another company undone by its own reflection, we told that story too. That story is on this channel now. Subscribe and I will see you there.